Hi everyone, welcome back. So today we're going to be looking at 6.ns.b3, fluently add, subtract, multiply, and divide multi-digit decimals using the standard algorithm for each operation. But we're going to be focusing primarily on word problems today. So here are our steps for adding and subtracting decimals, as well as our cubes strategy for evaluating word problems. Okay, so let's take a look at this example. Hailei bought 6.95 pounds of cherry and lime jelly beans for her birthday party. If 1.75 pounds were cherry flavor, how many pounds were lime flavor? So here we have that she bought 6.95 pounds, okay? So this is representing both the cherry and the lime jelly bean. So this is the total amount that she purchased. Of that total amount, 1.57 pounds were for cherry. So how many pounds were lime flavor? So now we have to figure out what strategy we're going to use. So I have my total amount and I have my part. So I need to find the other part. So here, are we going to add or are we going to subtract? If you said subtraction, then you're absolutely correct. So 6.95 represents the total. And I'm going to subtract the part from it to help me find the other part. So I'm subtracting 1.75. And as you've noticed, I've tried my best to line up those decimal points. So 5 minus 5 is 0. 9 minus 7 is 2. I'm bringing that decimal point down. 6 minus 1 is 5. So based on this, we can say that Hailei bought 5.20 pounds of lime flavor jelly beans. Okay. In the 2010 Olympics 500-meter skating finals, the gold medalist's best time was 40.11 seconds, and the silver medalist's best time was 40.821 seconds. How many seconds faster was the gold medalist's best time than the silver medalist? Okay. So here we want to know how many seconds faster. So does that sound like an addition problem or a subtraction problem? If you said subtraction, then you're absolutely correct. So I'm trying to figure out literally the difference between the fastest and the second fastest. For this problem, 2010, 500, those are not significant numbers to help me figure out the difference. Now, you're probably asking yourself, okay, which number do I put first? Because technically 40.11 did come first in my sentence, but 40.821 is the bigger number. So which one should I put first? If you put the 40.11 first, you're going to end up with a negative number, right? And we're not going to talk about negative time. So therefore, you need to put the bigger number first and then subtract the smaller number from it. So the bigger number is 40.821 and the smaller number is 40.11. Okay, now how do I know that the 40.82 is the bigger number? Let's take a look at the places. So they have the same position for ones. So for zeros in the ones position, they have the same position for 10. So they both have the number 40. Now let's look in the 10th position. So here I see the number 8 and the number 1. 8 is bigger than 1. So that will tell me that this position where 8 is bigger than the 1. Therefore, 40.8 is a larger number than 40.1. Let's go ahead, follow our steps, put in our placeholders, and subtract. 1 minus 0 is 1. 2 minus 1 is 1. 8 minus 1 is 7. And I'm going to bring down that decimal point. 0 minus 0 is 0. 4 minus 4 is 0. Okay, so the difference in time is 0.711, and the time period is seconds. So our next example says, Sanai was buying food for her birthday party. She bought a 52.93-ounce bag of barbecue chips and a 79.6-ounce bag of regular chips. How many ounces did she buy all together? So how many did she buy all together? So that concept of all together, what does that imply? Is that subtraction or addition? If you said addition, then you're absolutely correct. So when I want to figure out when something is all together, then I'm combining both of those values. So let's go ahead and stack our numbers. So I have 52.93 and 79.6. Now, once you get pretty comfortable with identifying how many decimal places are located, then you'll start combining your numbers a little faster. So let's go ahead and put in our placeholder and let's add. 3 plus 0 is 3. 9 plus 6 is 15. Bring down that decimal point, carry the 1. 9 plus 2 is 11. Plus 1 is 12. 7 plus 5 is 12. Plus 1 is 13. So here we can see that we have 132.53 ounces in total. If you are uncertain about your answer, perform a check. It does not hurt. It will literally take you maybe 30 seconds to do your check. So 52.93 when rounded is 53. 79.6 when rounded is 80. 53 plus 80 is 133, and therefore 132.53 is in the correct range. All right. So always perform a check when in doubt, or even if you're not in doubt, just to make sure that your work is indeed correct, perform a check. Mr. Knight had $5,675.68 in his savings account. He then deposited $2,168.59 more in his account. How much is in his savings account now? So we want to know what is the total amount in his account now. So let's take a look at our numbers. So we're starting here. Okay, this is what he already had. So that's a positive. Now then he's going to deposit. The action of depositing is a positive movement, right? So he's adding money to his account. And then we want to find out how much money is there. So here we know that here we're going to be adding these two numbers together. So I have a lot of digits here, so I want to be extra careful when writing my numbers. Give them enough space so that when I stack, I'm okay. All right, so I'm going to start with my cents, 59 cents, and then that 8, 6, 1, 2. And we're adding. Okay. We could bring that decimal point down here. And then let's go ahead now and add. So 9 plus 8 is 17. 6 plus 5 is 11. Plus 1 is 12. Carry the 1. 8 plus 5 is 13. Plus 1 is 14. 7 plus 6 is 13. Plus 1 is 14. 6 plus 1 is 7. Plus 1 is 8. And then 5 plus 2 is 7. So here we're talking about money. So when I represent my final answer, I want to ensure that I put my dollar sign in. So how much money is in his savings account now? So here we can say that Mr. Knight has $7,844.27 in his account. Okay. These numbers are bigger, but we can still do the check with them. So let's just go ahead. So here we have a 6 behind the 5. So we're going to round this up to $76. So $5,676 is where I'd be rounding. And then here, this is a 5. So I'm going to round this $2,168 to $2,169. And then I'm going to add them just like I would. 6 plus 9 is 15. Carry the 1. 7 plus 6 is 13. Plus 1 is 14. 6 plus 1 is 7. Plus 1 is 8. And then 5 plus 2 is 7. So now if I compare my two answers, here I have $7,844 and some cents. And here, when I round it, I have $7,845. So it's just a dollar difference. My numbers are absolutely in the correct range, so my check works out. Okay, thank you for watching and have a wonderful day.